Rain poured down heavily that evening, drenching the streets in silver reflections of city lights. Cars rushed past, their tires hissing on wet roads. Then suddenly, a scream, the screech of brakes, shattered glass, and silence. That one moment changed two lives forever. On one side lay a young girl, unconscious and bleeding on the ground. On the other stood a furious man beside his ruined luxury car, his face a storm of anger and disbelief. Loudspeaker: if you believe in kindness, forgiveness, and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Whispers of Kindness. Because sometimes, one act of compassion can change an entire life. The girl's name was Hina. She came from a poor neighborhood, working in several homes to care for her sick mother. Every morning she ran from house to house, scrubbing floors, washing dishes, and earning just enough to buy medicine at night. That evening, she was in a hurry. She ran across the street without noticing the approaching car. The next moment, impact. Her world went dark. The man driving was Umair Khan, a well-known businessman and a single dad to a little girl named Eliza. His wife had passed away years ago, leaving behind an emptiness that even his wealth couldn't fill. He had learned to bury his emotions beneath work and pride. But that night, when the accident happened, the cracks in his heart grew deeper. At the hospital, when Hina finally opened her eyes, Umair was there. Her lips trembled as she whispered, "I didn't mean to, please forgive me." Tears slipped down her bruised cheeks. Umair looked at her, fragile, afraid, and honest, and for a second, his anger faltered. But pride quickly returned. He turned away, leaving her to face her fate. The next day, Hina learned the car repair cost a fortune, an amount she could never imagine paying in her lifetime. Yet, something inside her refused to escape responsibility. Trembling but determined, she went to Umair's office, stood before him, and said, "I can't pay the money, but I'll work for you. I'll clean, serve tea, do anything until my debt is repaid." That moment broke something in Umair. He had met hundreds of people begging for mercy, but never someone offering hard work instead of excuses. He agreed. "Fine," he said. "You'll work for me." And so, a new chapter began in Hina's life. Every morning she came to his office, humble and quiet, doing every task without complaint. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, her honesty and kindness began to soften the cold walls around Umair's heart. He found himself watching her, noticing the way she smiled even when tired, the way she spoke gently to others, the way she carried pain with grace. One evening, Umair saw her leaving the office late and offered her a ride. She refused politely, saying she needed to stop at the hospital first. Curious, he followed and saw her buying medicine for her mother. That night, something changed in him. He realized that this girl, who had so little, gave everything she had for love. As days passed, Hina also grew close to Umair's daughter, little Eliza. The girl who had stopped smiling since her mother's death began laughing again. She would wait for Hina every morning, holding her hand, asking her to braid her hair. Umair watched quietly, realizing Hina was healing not just his daughter, but something deep inside him too. But life, as always, tested them. One day, someone in the company framed Hina for stealing money. Umair, blinded by anger and betrayal, fired her without letting her explain. Hina's eyes filled with tears, but she said nothing. She simply bowed her head, whispered a thank you for the job, and walked away, her heart shattered. Days later, the truth came out. The real thief was caught, and Umair was consumed with guilt. He couldn't believe he had wronged the one person who had brought light back into his home. Without a second thought, he drove straight to her small house. When she opened the door, he saw her sitting beside her sick mother, weary but calm. He held flowers in his hand, his eyes full of regret. "I'm sorry," he said softly. "I judged you wrong. You taught my daughter to smile again, and reminded me what being human means." Hina smiled faintly. "I only did what anyone with a heart would do," she said. "If forgiveness brings peace, then I've already forgiven you." From that day on, everything changed. Umair helped her mother get proper treatment, gave Hina a better job, and treated her as family. Little Eliza began calling her mom. And Umair, for the first time in years, felt his home filled with warmth again. Their story became one not of accident and anger, but of redemption and love, proof that sometimes, the worst moments in life are the doors to the best blessings. Sparkling heart, if this story touched your heart, please like the video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to Whispers of Kindness. The special request. Comment below, I believe one act of kindness can change a life forever.